Hey there. Today we're going to take a look at Airmeet, which is an online platform for hosting virtual events, conferences, and workshops. Now, I already have a review and demo of Airmeet on my YouTube channel, but that review is from last year. And obviously Airmeet has continued to develop their platform and add new features. So I thought it was time to take a fresh look at Airmeet. So let's do that. Let's head to the computer and see what you can do with Airmeet. So here we are on the Airmeet website, and before I get into the demonstration, there are a couple things I want to point out. So first of all, if you're wondering, how can I use Airmeet within my particular business? If you go here to Solutions and then Use Cases, you see they have a lot of different use cases listed here. So award ceremonies, conference, hackathons, job fairs, product launches, startup demo days, trade fairs, town halls, and workshops. Now, obviously it's going to depend on your particular business, but as you can see here, there are a lot of different ways that you can use Airmeet. The next thing I want to point out is if you want to know what it's like to participate in an Airmeet, you can come here to Resources and then go there to Events and Webinars. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there are a variety of different free events that you can register for, and that way you can get a sense of what it's like to participate in an Airmeet, which is important because if you want to use this in your business, you want to know what it's going to be like for the people who are participating in your Airmeet. So you can come here and sign up for one of these and get a sense of what it's like to be a participant. So here we are in the Airmeet dashboard, and as you see here, you have two different options for events. One is a meetup, which is a small gathering with speaker sessions and networking, and the other is a conference, which is for larger events with immersive talks, networking, and booze. So let's go ahead and start with a meetup and see what you can do in terms of creating that sort of event. So I'll click here on Host a Meetup and start by giving it a name. We'll just call this Trial Meetup. And then here I can change the start date, the end date, start time, and end time. I'll just leave these the way they are, but obviously you can change those very easily. Come down here to time zone. They've already correctly picked my time zone, but if I click there, again, I have lots of different options. I like this here where you can search for a country or time zone because a lot of times I have a hard time finding my time zone, but in this case, they had mine picked correctly. And then here you can enable and manage the social lounge. So it says here, what is the social lounge? It says your participants can interact with each other over video calls and virtual tables at the social lounge. So let's go ahead and click on that. And here you can either enable it or disable it. And here you choose a number of tables. So it says choose how many tables are provided in the lounge. It does say here you can't reduce the number of tables after the Airmeet is created. So do keep that in mind. Let's just keep it the way it is. And then we click on Create Event. And as you see, the meetup was created successfully. So let's take a look and see what we can do to further edit this particular event. So here I can preview it. Here I can start it. Here it tells me how many registrations I have for this event. And if I need to increase it, I can contact sales to allow extra registrations. Here I have the basic information we just entered in. So here I can edit the name of it. Here is the link for it. Here I can go to the event. Here I can upload a promo photo. This says who is organizing it. Again, I can click there to edit it. And then here I can click there to enter a description of the event. So let's take a look at event entry and participants. So here you can set up entry rules for who can enter your events. So if you click here, you have three different options that you can toggle between depending on what level of security you want to put on your event. So one option is anyone with the event link can participate in the event. Another option is anyone with the event link after logging in. So it says login is mandatory. Use this to verify email address of attendees and manage abuse effectively. And then finally, kind of the highest level of security is only invited participants. So people on the participant list can enter the event using their unique link. So again, whichever one fits for your event, you just choose that and you're done. And then here you can set up the details required for registration. And if you click there, you can set fields as mandatory or not. You can scroll down here and you can add new fields and you can add custom fields right there. And right here on the right-hand side, you can preview what the attendee card looks like. So people in the event will see an attendee's information is below. And if you want to toggle some of these off, you just click right like that, and then people won't be able to see somebody else's designation. And as you see, you can move these around as well. So that is setting up the registration form. So let's take a look at how to set up the schedule. So if I click here on this event right here, the welcome session, you see here it gives me the basic details of the session. And if I click here, I can edit it. So I can change the name, I can change the session date, the start time, the duration. I can also add a maximum of 10 speakers. So it says you can quickly add speaker by providing name and can edit details later. Here I can add additional information. So co-hosts, it says a co-host can assist a host during a session. A maximum of 2 co-hosts can be added. Here I can add tags to help attendees find their preferred session quickly. Here I can add a session description. And then here is language translation. They use a service, I'm not familiar with this personally, but it's called Interprify, language translation service. It allows attendees to get real-time translation during Airmeet sessions. So those are your options for editing a session. If we close out here and come here to add an activity, click on that. You can add another session. You can add a break. So if you click on that, you can add a break for tea, coffee, lunch, etc. And then coming back here, stream into Airmeet. So it says broadcast from a third-party platform into an Airmeet session using RTMP. So that is another option you have here. Again, you set up your server URL, your stream key, give the name, session date, etc. Add speakers, co-host, tags, session description. So if you want to stream into Airmeet from a third-party platform, you have that option as well. So let's take a look at speakers and hosts. Now, obviously, I'm the host for this particular fake event that I've created. I can't be deleted because obviously you need to have a host. It says here, please change mapping from the session instead. So if you need to change hosts, that's what you would need to do. In terms of adding speakers, you click there. You add name, email ID, designation, organization, and then speaker biography. And here you can upload their photo. So again, as I hope you're seeing here, this is all very easy to use. It's a really well thought out UI UX here that Airmeet has that makes setting up a very powerful event, you can do it very easily. Next, let's take a look at stage backdrop. So you can set up a backdrop for your speakers. So here is a little video tutorial that will help you in case you have any problems with this particular feature, but it looks fairly simple and straightforward. So here you upload the backdrop image. And once you have it uploaded, you can preview the backdrop, and you can also preview it right here. Next, you can upload videos, pre-recorded videos that can be streamed during the session. So maybe one of your speakers has a video presentation, or maybe the entire session is just a video. So you can upload those right here, or you can add them from the video library. So maybe if you have ongoing events and you have a particular video that gets played during all your events, you may already have it added to your video library. So just right here, you can add them to your particular event. Next up, we have live stream. So you can, via Airmeet, live stream your event to social media. And again, here you have a video that will help you in case you run into issues in terms of how to set this up. If you click here, just add new, so you can add directly into YouTube, custom RTMP, or Facebook page or profile. And I believe I saw in their help information, you can also stream into LinkedIn as well as Twitter. Now here we are in branding. So first of all, you can add an event logo. It says replace the Airmeet logo with your own brand logo to increase your brand engagement. You can add a sponsor logo. So if you have sponsors for your event, obviously something you want to charge for, you can showcase the sponsors of your event on the public event page. And here you can change the wording that goes along with that. And then finally down here, you can add a banner image. It says add a banner, which will be displayed in the lounge. Next, you have the option to add tickets to your event. So if you want to sell registration to your event, you have that option here. You will have to have a Stripe account because that is the payment processor that is used by Airmeet. So click here. You can give a ticket name, how many you want to sell. Here you can select the currency. You can add a price to it, and then give your start and end dates for when you're selling the tickets. Give a ticket description, the benefits, and then finally down here you can add a thank you message for the people who purchase a ticket for your event. Under recordings, it says all sessions are recorded automatically unless turned off. Recordings will be available once the session is ended. Now obviously this is a fake event and it hasn't started yet, so there are no recordings, but for a real event, once your event is ended, you can come here for the recordings of your event. So in terms of analytics, obviously there's no analytics data, but let's take a look at what you get if this was a real Airmeet and your event was over. You get an event summary, you get participant details, you get session-wise participant details, and you get event chat and event questions. That is for the Meetup format. Finally, under integrations, you can see here that there's been nothing added at this point, but let's take a look and see what integrations are available. So if I click on that, you see you have Eventbrite, HubSpot, I'm terrible pronouncing names of organizations, Marketo, I'm guessing, and finally MailChimp. Those are the native integrations, but you also have other integrations that are available via Zapier. So, these ones here, and you just keep scrolling, and there are a lot more. I'm not going to show all these because that will take a long time, but if there's a particular integration you're interested in, you can search here to see if it integrates with Airmeet. So that is what you can do in terms of setting up a meetup with Airmeet. Now let's take a look at the conference function. Now I'm not going to show everything on the conference function because a lot of it is going to overlap with what we just saw in the meetup. But let's go ahead here and click on host a conference. And again, we can give it a name, so we'll just call it trial conference. And we'll just leave this here all the same. Again, it's pre-populated. And again, you're seeing the same things here that you saw when we looked at the meetup option. So again, you can change the start time, end date, start date, end date, start time, end time, time zone, and edit the social lounge in terms of how many tables you want, etc. So let's go ahead and click create event. So for the most part, this looks exactly the same as what we saw in the meetup option. Again, you can edit the name right there. You can, here's the link, here's to go to the event, here you can add the photo, change who organizes the event, and edit the event description. Again, here under event entry and participants, it's the exact same thing as we saw under the meetup option. So again, you can choose who can enter your event right here. You have the same three options right there. And then here you can set up the details required for registration. Again, set up your form right there. And there you can preview what the attendee card looks like and what other people can see about the other participants. So here we do have something new, something different than what we saw under the meetup option. So here we have venue settings. So it says customize the venue to suit, it says suite, but it should say suit your brand and mood. So reception experience, create a grand first impression for your attendees of the event. You can emphasize your brand and the event here. So here have the default one set up. Here you can add your event logo. And here you can add the reception banner image. And then if we come over here under custom reception, you get a bit more of an idea of how you can customize this. So you can drag and drop objects to place on the reception. You can then customize them in the canvas. So you have here a background image. So a background photo for your reception on which you can place videos or links. And then here you put the actual videos. So it says add promo videos to welcome attendees like product showcases, services, etc. And then finally links, add transparent clickable areas which may be linked to areas of the event or external URLs. So this is a feature that is particular to the conference option that was not part of the meetup option. The schedule again is going to be the same as what we saw in the meetup option. So again, you get this pre-populated welcome session, and if you click on that and then come over here, you can edit it and add in a bunch of different information related to that particular session. And then if we come over here, we can add additional activities. So you can add additional sessions. You can stream into Airmeet, broadcasting from a third-party platform, and you can add breaks if you want to add breaks. Probably a good idea within a conference, which is obviously a much bigger event than a meetup, which might be a simpler thing. And as you see here, you can add multiple sessions at the same time. Obviously, that's something you probably want to do with a conference. So you see, as I hover over here, you do get space to add more than one session at the same time. Speakers and hosts, this is going to be the same as what we saw before. So again, here I am showing up as a host of the event, and here I can add my speakers and add in their information, name, email, designation, photo over here, etc. So here we have another feature that is particular to the conference option, and that is booths. If you've ever been to a physical conference, there are often exhibitors with booths set up. This gives you the option to set up virtual booths. So if we come down here and click on add booth, so here you put in the booth name, here you put in tags, there you put in the logo, and here you add the exhibitors. You can invite up to 6 people into a booth, and then an invitation email will be sent to those particular emails. And of course, you can have your own booth, but you may also have third parties who perhaps are paying to exhibit within your conference as well. And so that is an option as well. And then what happens is people get sent an email and then they get to set up their booth. So it says here, after signing in, the exhibitors can edit and add all the content required for the booth setup, like banner image, banner video, external links, resources, booth description, and save it accordingly. And so then people, in the conference can, basically go from booth to booth, see what draws their interest, and then learn more about that particular company and their products and services. So now we come to sponsors, and we saw a little bit about sponsors under the Meetup option, but here under Conference, you have a lot more options to tailor these sponsors. And so you see here, they have 3 tiers set up: gold, silver, and bronze. Those are the default tiers. But you can come here and manage them. And so you can change the name, you can reorder these, and you can also add additional tiers. And again, this is probably something you're going to charge people for because they're essentially advertising on your conference. And then, you can obviously charge different levels depending on what tier they're in, and then feature people, those that are, for example, in the gold tier, feature them more prominently than those that are in the silver or the bronze tier. So, here in the conference, you have that option. And then come down under here and you add sponsors there. Again, you put in their name, their website URL, add their tier, and their sponsor logo right there. And it says you can add up to 50 sponsors per tier. So you can have a lot of sponsors for your event, depending on how many you want and how many people want to sponsor your event. So here we have the stage backdrop, and again, this is going to be the same as what we saw under the Meetup option. So again, you can add a backdrop for your speakers, and you just click here and add your image right there. Videos, this again will be the same as the Meetup, where you can have pre-recorded videos that you already have uploaded into your system, and then your speakers can play those videos during their particular session. Or again, you can add them from the video library if you have, again, perhaps a series of conferences where you perhaps have a video that you play all the time. You may already have it within your video library. Again, you have the live stream option, and from what I've seen in the help information, you can live stream to YouTube, you can live stream to Facebook, you can live stream to LinkedIn, and you can also live stream to Twitter. So you have a lot of different options if you want to live stream your event or your conference in this case. Next up are tickets. Now again, this is the same as what we saw under the Meetup, although there was one feature I didn't talk about under the Meetup option because it may make more sense on a conference, which is that you can set up different tiers of tickets and then charge different prices, and obviously then control access as to who gets into what particular sessions based on the type of ticket they bought. So, you just click here. Again, it's the same thing. Here you have the ticket name, quantity of that particular type of ticket, the currency, the price, when they can buy it, the ticket description, and then a thank you message. And then you just, add additional types of tickets, and then later you can control the access. And, again, you see right here, control access for a ticket enabled event. Select a relevant ticket tier to provide access to ticket holders for a particular session. So, here they have a silver, gold, and ticket, and then, you can control access based on what sort of ticket somebody has purchased. Recordings, again, will be the same. Again, this is a space where your recordings will appear after your conference is over. Analytics, again, I can't show that to you because this isn't a live conference, but again, with a conference, you get a lot more analytics than what you do with a Meetup because, again, it's a bigger event. So you get your event summary, you get participant details, session attendance overview, session-wise participant detail, sponsor branding engagement, booth summary, booth visitor details, event chat and event question, and advanced poll data. So again, a lot more analytic information under the conference option. And then finally, under the integrations tab, we don't have anything set up, but it's going to be the same integrations as what we saw under the Meetup option. Again, there aren't a lot of native integrations, but through Zapier, you can integrate with a lot of different apps that, if you want to connect to Airmeet. Now let's take a quick look at what it looks like at the Backstage when you're getting ready to present on Airmeet. So again, this is that welcome session we set up. Here you can see the full schedule, but of course the only thing we have is a welcome schedule. But if you want to see the full schedule, you can do that right here. There you can start the session. Down here, again, it says you're at the Backstage, so in case there's any confusion as to where you're at. Here you can turn on or off your video. Again, you may have other people in the Backstage with you, so if you do, you may want to turn on your video. Here you can turn off the audio, This allows you to present to the audience. You can hide yourself from the stage. You can manage your co-host. And again, you can change your audio and video settings. Under here, you can change whether you want high def or low def. Here, you can turn off the live session recording. Up here, once you're ready to start presenting, you click there to start your session. Here, you can take action on abusive content reported by attendees. You can discover and connect with participants. You can reply to your direct messages right there. You can check announcements sent by organizers there. On that, here you can change your profile and team settings. Here you'll see the event feed, so for the chat. Here you have the live Q&A. Polls, if you want to create a poll, you do that right there. Here you can look at raised hands. So if anyone raises their hand, you can invite them up to the stage. And then finally, here is where you would see your pre-recorded videos that we looked at before. If there's a pre-recorded video that needs to be played during your session. So that's a little taste of what it looks like on the Backstage before you're getting ready to present within Airmeet. And then once you've gone live, this is what it looks like. You get a 10-second countdown. And these are basically the same things we've already looked at. The only other thing here that I'm seeing is reactions. So I guess you can choose an emoji if you want to send one of those. But otherwise, this is pretty much the same thing that we just looked at when we were looking at the Backstage. So here's what the social lounge looks like from the back end. So here, if you click on that button right there, you can configure the social lounge. So you can give it a title. You can enable or disable speed networking. So it says here, it allows participants to meet one-on-one with other participants for a limited time duration. When enabled, it will become visible and open to all participants at the top of the social lounge. And you can set a time limit per meeting and give it a subtitle right there. And then here, when you're ready to start networking, you can click there, get matched up with new people one-on-one. And then here you can join a table and have conversations with people right here. Again, we have the 12 tables set up, so there are a variety of different tables. So that is the back end of the social lounge. So real quick, just a few things here on the main dashboard that I want to show you. So here you have your video library. So if I click on that, here you can view and manage videos you'd like to stream during your events. So again, you can upload videos right here. And, this is particularly good if you have videos, if you have ongoing events and maybe there's a particular video that you play at all your events, you can just preload it into your video library. Here you have your team settings. And I don't have a team, but if I did, I could invite team members right there. And here are settings for integrations. Again, we talked about that already, that there are a few different integrations that are native, and then a bunch that you can do through Zapier. Here you have your live stream destinations. So again, you can live stream to various platforms and you can set those up right here, either Facebook directly, page or profile, YouTube channel, or via custom RTMP. And finally, AP access keys, managed access keys to integrate with third-party applications using Airmeet APIs or Zapier. So that is what you have there on the main dashboard. So that's my demonstration of Airmeet. Hopefully you can see this is a very robust platform for hosting all sorts of virtual events. And it's also very easy to use. So if you're looking for a virtual event platform for your business, then Airmeet is one that I can definitely recommend. Beginning of this video, they have both a free plan or a free trial that you can sign up for so that you can test out Airmeet for yourself. And there'll be a link to do that in the video description below. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.